the 2022 United Nations Climate Change Conference, commonly known as COP27. It kicks off on Sunday in Egypt. Now, the scientists are calling on Africa's governments to enforce ocean policies. Let's discuss this now, and I'm joined by Dr. Tuda, the Executive Secretary of the Western Indian Ocean Marine Science Association. Dr. Tuda, thank you very much for your time. Let's kick off our conversation with the warning that you have issued as scientists, and that is that it's make or break time for Africa's oceans. Tell us why.
Thank you. We are heading into a very important meeting that starts this weekend, the COP27, the climate COP, and it's rallying the world together to talk about issues climate. But we scientists from the Western Indian Ocean region have made a strong call that it's, for our region, it's now time for our nations to act and ensure that we play a leading role in Africa on issues climate. So it's a make or break deal because we've been sort of paying a lot of lip service to real action when it comes to climate and the ocean. But it's now time that we take our space and start leading from the front as Africa and as the Western Indian Ocean region to be able to protect our oceans, but also to take some tangible actions that will help us to mitigate the impacts of climate change. And the ocean plays a very important role in this aspect, given that a huge population of Africa relies on ocean resources as well. And it's important that we protect some of these resources, bearing in mind that climate change is going to impact most of these resources in Africa at large. So that's the call that we're making to the world.
In South Africa, Dr. Tuda, we talk about, or our government talks about, the oceans economy. You are speaking about the protection of oceans. We know that there are particular communities, and I suppose, broadly speaking, the oceans around the world, they benefit economically from marine resources. So what kinds of policies should be enacted here, if you were to give me perhaps one or two key examples?
Yeah, so the reliance on ocean is an important aspect to consider. So when we talk about protection, we are not removing the aspect of use of the ocean. What we're calling for is a more responsible use of the ocean, and to realize that the ocean is also can also diminish. It can be destroyed beyond repair. So even as we extract and utilize resources, the fish, the minerals that we extract from the ocean, these are not resources that are inexhaustible. I mean, at one point we're going to run out of some of those resources, and the ocean then needs to be protected in that sense, that we continue to utilize it sustainably, but also bear in mind that it also plays an important role in regulating climate. So we need to protect areas of mangroves, we need to protect areas of seagrass, areas of kelp. These play a very important role in the carbon cycle, and therefore, as we continue to derive benefits from the ocean economically, an important point to consider is that these must be regenerative, in the sense that they must continue to reproduce and give us the services that we need from the ocean. So it's about a balanced approach, and the policies must look at both benefit to society, but also making sure that the ocean is able to continue producing the services that we require.
Yeah, Dr. Tuda, I'm completely out of time, but I listen with interest what you are saying there, that if the ocean resources or the oceans are not protected, they could diminish beyond repair. Do we have a living example of that?
Yeah, we've had cases in history where fish stocks have completely disappeared, and because of overfishing. So these resources are not limitless. You know, they need to, be preserved in a way that they can be able to regenerate. So the whole idea here is that have policies and use, approaches that allow regeneration, allow the ocean to keep producing as it offers the services. So there are cases where we completely overfished our stocks. There are cases where Mangroves have completely been destroyed, and it takes many years to have them recover. And so we need to not go in that direction.
Dr. Arthur Tuda, Executive Secretary of the Western Indian Ocean Marine Sciences Association. Thank you very much for your time and indeed your insights here.